pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Father in heaven, we are again truly grateful for the day that you've given each of us to live. We are grateful for the way that you watch over us. We are mindful of those who in our community who are sick, who are bereaved. We pray for a special touch in their lives from you. Ask you, Lord, that you bless as we meet. Thank you, Lord, for the concern that our community has for what we do here. And we pray, Lord, that everything that we do is done in decency and in order. And we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
It's truly a pleasure to see all of you here today, and it's a great day, I think, for our town, our area, and our community. There's some people I'd like to recognize before we get started and go into the public hearing. I think that we need to introduce them. But before we get started, I would like to do a roll call before we get started.
This is Board of Alderman roll call, special meeting dated July 19th of 2018. Alderman Betts.
Present.
Alderwoman Dorey.
Present.
Alderman Gardner.
Here.
Alderman McCoy.
Present.
Alderman Probst.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Okay. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce Mr. Donnie Wooley. Donnie's been 13 years with the USDA as a business program specialist. He was also with the USDA Rural State Office, and he's been in this business for over 29 years. And he currently owns, I think, Architects Financial Consultants. And Donnie, over the course of his career, he's closing in and closing over almost $1 billion in USDA loans. That's pretty good. Just this year alone, he's closing in on $300 million in loans, in USDA loans for projects. So he is very well knowledgeable. He is very well experienced. And before I introduce any more, I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about the process and how we got to this day today.
Well, thank you, Mayor. It's a great day for Vidalia, Louisiana, in my estimate. Project Blue gets unveiled today. This is a project that has evolved over the course of almost 2 years now. A $50 million investment here in Concordia Parish. That's a lot of money, folks, anyway. My company, Architects Financial Consultants, as the mayor said, we specialize in assisting companies in obtaining government guaranteed finance for projects such as this. We've known the owners of this company, the principals behind this company since 2006. We've done projects with them before that involved USDA financing in other areas of the state of Louisiana that were very successful. This process, it has taken a public-private partnership like I've never seen before. Public in the sense that we have guaranteed finance guaranteed commitments from the United States Department of Agriculture and Rural Development and the United States Small Business Administration, both totaling $30 million of this $50 million project. It has the participation of credit unions, cooperatives, if you will, not-for-profit lenders, serving as the sponsoring lenders for this project. I'll announce now their name. Jefferson Financial Federal Credit Union out of New Orleans is the lead financier of $25 million for this project. They have a tremendous amount of confidence in the project. The Greater Nevada Credit Union out of Reno, Nevada, a leading SBA lender in the credit union world, they are providing $5 million worth of financing for this project. These credit unions have participated with sister credit unions who have their headquarters in New Mexico, Dallas, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia. These folks have flown in here to Vidalia over the last year, visited your town, visited this facility. They see this as a great investment for the membership of their credit union, a great investment for Concordia Parish and the town of Vidalia and the state of Louisiana. I've personally, as Mayor said, I've personally been involved in near $1 billion worth of finance for projects located in rural communities across the country, but mostly in Louisiana over the last 10 years since my company went into business. There's none prouder than I am of this particular project. It's a project that is bringing textile back to the United States, to Louisiana. It's a project that adds value to the crop that used to be king cotton. It adds value to that commodity. I hope that increases the production of that commodity here within the farming community. It will provide 300 jobs for this community. That's a lot anywhere, but here in the Mississippi Delta, that's certainly a lot. I look forward to this meeting and hearing comments of support for the project. We look forward to the grand announcement of this project to not only Concordia Parish, but the entire United States in a few weeks. We fully expect that the Secretary of Agriculture of the United States Department of Agriculture, Secretary Sonny Perdue, will be here for the rollout of this project. We hope you all will show up for that and show your support for this project. I thank you, Mayor, for letting me say a few words, and I'm done.
Thank you very much. I'd also like to now introduce Mr. Chuck Swallow. He is the actual attorney representing the Greater Commercial Lending, and I'm going to let him say a few words. I think one of the reasons why we're meeting here today, he said it's his fault. So I'm going to let him elaborate a little bit and also introduce himself.
Good morning, Alderman, folks. My name is Charles Swallow. I'm here representing the servicing organization that brings together the two lenders that Mr. Woolley just mentioned. Actually, there's 8 of them together, but there's 2 lead lenders. And my job as a closing attorney is to make sure they comply with all the requirements set forth by the United States Department of Agriculture, the Small Business Administration, and also that they properly document their loan. One of the things to document a loan, as many of you might know, is a product called title insurance. The title insurance assures the banks that they're getting proper title to their property. And one of the requirements of an economic development project under Louisiana state law is that there's an advertisement twice in the local journal. This was done a year ago when this project was originally approved. The title insurance company said that's great, but the law doesn't prohibit us from doing it again before we do the final closing. Let's go ahead and do it again and make sure the public is on notice. So we have done that notice. So again, that's my fault through Vidalia Title Insurance Company, but I'm glad we're having this meeting because I think it's a great thing for this community, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
We also have, I think, at least 3 of the group. One of the first I want to introduce is Heath Killebrew. He is with Killebrew Cotton Company out of Greenwood, Mississippi, and he's with his wife, Mary Taylor. We also have Dan Thompson with us. Dan. And is Dan Fibus made it yet? Okay, he hasn't made it yet. That's an circle joke with the owners in the group. He's usually fashionably late, but he's probably somewhere going 100 miles an hour. So Joey, if you get a call that we've got crazy men trying to get here, please they can come on so we can get here. Well, like Chuck said, we're here today because this is just to fulfill just one of the requirements from the title company. And what we have to do is enter into a public hearing to hear any support or anybody that's not for us going ahead and proceeding with the sale of this property, which and that's what we're here to do. So I'm going to entertain a motion from the board to go into public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Alderman Dory, do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Gardner, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're now in public hearing. I would like to make whether it's in support or against this project. If you would raise your hand, I will recognize you. You'll have 3 minutes. And if you are against the project, we will need to get your address, and so we can duly note that. The clerk can note that. So, do I see the raise of hands? Mr. Ainsworth.
Buzz, I think that probably everybody in this room is looking forward to having this kind of economic development in the area where jobs are offered and so on. But there are a number of questions involving the procedure that we may have gone through to get to this point. I had hoped, because it was announced that way, that you might have representatives of the company that we could direct our inquiries directly to get that done. Are there any of those representing the company here?
I just introduced Dan, and of course Dan will be here shortly. I mean,
They're with the lending agencies, are they not?
No,
well,
no,
we're
no.
USDA and the lending. Who's your question to?
To Vidalia Industrial Facilities, whoever
Okay.
may be a part of
Okay,
that.
all right, okay. What question would you like to ask?
Are they here?
Well, I just introduced.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought there were some cotton producers that might be,
Pardon?
I thought they might be cotton producers that might provide.
These are, Dan, do you want to tell them what your position is with the company?
Yes, I'm Executive Vice President of Operations,
Okay, your name is?
Dan Thompson.
Dan. Okay, well, the first one I got, and I was just handed this because someone knew I'd speak up. But there's a corporate endeavor agreement that the town made with the principal of this business. And I just have one page of that corporate endeavor. It didn't seem to be publicly available to me. But in it references a 300-foot rule and basically indicates that the Louisiana Public Service Commission will allow purchases of electricity or power from some source other than the town of Vidalia. Can maybe you kind of elaborate on that?
Heather, you want to help me out, please?
So during the time of drafting, if the city could not supply the electricity, they wanted to be sure that they could have electricity from another entity if it was not the city of Vidalia.
Okay, but the primary source is going to be our own
Yes.
facility.
Yes.
Yes.
I have basically one question, but it's going to take a little bit of my telling you what I found out to the extent that I could, and some of it may be incorrectly stated as to what it is, but I relied on a report given to me by the town of Vidalia, which basically indicates the amount of monies involved in Vidalia's outgoing income for the project. And these are the findings that I've got. That the company is buying an asset that was appraised initially at $16.2 million. That was done in 2016. And then later, more recently,
I ain't working coming up on 3 minutes on the comment period.
what time is up?
That's it.
Now, I do want to give you this opportunity. This is a meeting for your objections. We listened to that, but do you object to the sale of the property?
I do not object to the sale of property. I don't think anybody in this room does.
Well, thank you very, and look, those questions, if you have, we'd be glad to, I know you say, but I always say come to my office, but where else can you get answers? I'd love for you to sit down with you and you can ask.
Well, Buzz, I just think that the questions I have to ask are relative to the public, and they're not available to the public.
Yes, they are. They are completely available to the public. So-
No, they're not. I'm trying to get that.
Thank you, Mr. Ainsworth. We appreciate your comments.
But, I mean, this is supposed to be an open meeting. I have nothing to say against the project. I just want some clarity as to what's going on.
Okay, well, we'll be glad to give it to you, Ray. Come by the office. If you don't believe what we tell you, I can't help that. But we'll sit down with you as long as you want to. But we're not going to take all these good people's time up to do this. I mean, we're here to hear any objections. Do you object? This is what this public meeting is for.
I object to your manner of handling the public meeting because it has never been done before, to my knowledge, of not allowing a question to be asked based on some time period that you set this time. And this
A lot
time.
of public meetings, Mr. Mayor, we're forgiving time because we have spent hours with you and it's never enough. I mean, these people are not here to can spend 3 or 4 hours for you to get all your questions answered. I'd like to come by. I promise you, I've devoted all the time you've ever asked of me to spend time with you, telling you things and giving you information. Now, if you don't believe them, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about
No,
that.
Buzz, the problem with it really is, when I go to your office, you and I are the only ones that know what's going on with that discussion. You and I. I would like the information that I have, that I got from you, to be public. There's no chance for us to even get some of the material that we need to get to have a good understanding of where this is and to be for or against. I am for the project to sell the property. I am.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And again, I invite you to come and sit down with us. So thank you very much. Anybody else? Anybody want to make a comment?
I sit down.
Yes, I object.
With an objection.
Okay, I've got
Thank
3
you, Mr.
minutes.
Burton.
I want you to sit down and shut up.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
Don't move that fence on my property. You do that, can't you?
I'm not here to grade the
Mr. Ainsworth, please sit down. Let's move on with our meeting. Look, this is a great.
I will not sit down on the basis of his telling me to sit down. Sir.
Mr. Ainsworth, please, if not, I'm going to have to remove you. I'm sorry. I mean, just please sit down. I think you can have your time. So, Miss Shumway, Miss Powers, I'm sorry.
I have a simple question. I'm in favor of the sale of the property as well, but I do have a simple question that possibly the people from the lending agency could answer. My only concern is, this is an unstable business climate in the country, okay? How much, if any, will the town of Vidalia be on the hook for expenses of any kind should this project not come to fruition? That's my question, is how much money will the town of Vidalia possibly be out?
Go ahead.
That's a very good question. It's something I think I can speak to. The financing package for this project is coming from 2 lenders and several investors. The town is not liable for any losses if this thing does not pan out or like I said, doesn't come to fruition. It's going to come to fruition. We're getting a deal done. Whether it's successful or not in the business climate, nobody can say. The banks have underwritten it. The United States government has underwritten it. The town is not liable for anything other than if they should choose to repurchase the building. I believe there's a right to repurchase, Heather, in the contract, which I don't expect that to happen. But that's an actual answer to your question.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Rick. Anybody else? Okay. Ms. Clayton?
Go ahead, Bonnie.
Okay, don't really know a whole lot about your business. Well, it involves cotton and spinning. Can you kind of tell us a little bit? Because I used to be a cotton farmer. We've since gone into corn and soybeans. But, I mean, I'm just curious, what is spinning? What is this process?
I'm glad. So we're really excited. It's going to be a high-end denim operation, and it's going to be the only supplier of high-end denim in the United States. We already have a major customer that is Wrangler or Vanity Fair that's going to take half of our production. So we're going to take it from the very beginning, from the cotton bale. We're going to spin it, we're going to dye it, we're going to weave it, and we're going to finish it. So all that's going to be done in that facility there. And that's what's so great about the facility is it's big, It's got 900,000 square feet, and it's got a water treatment facility there. So it's all going to be state-of-the-art. It's going to be very sustainable. There'll be a more in-depth release later on it, but it's something that we're extremely proud of, and we believe our day will be proud of also.
Okay, somebody else have a question? Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say that I appreciate all of y'all's persistence and over the last couple of years. You know, we've been struggling here in Vidalia, probably in Natchez. What with the bridge being closed, you know, practically closed for almost a year and a half. And, you know, people having to leave town to find jobs and everything. And this is just going to be a real boon to our area.
Amen.
Amen. I want to thank y'all for bringing this into this industry into our city. This is something that is so needed for our people. It is time for people here in the city of Vidalia to be able to have good jobs, to have good salaries, so that they can rise up from the bottom that they're in. And it's just such a blessing. And for all of those that have been against the mayor and against the board and against all of this, they're not suffering. So they don't have a dog in the hunt. But for those of us that are, thank you. And may God bless you. Amen.
Ms. Rob?
Elaborating a little bit on Ms. Martha's question, how does Vidalia Industrial, or statement, excuse me, how does Vidalia Industrial Facilities intend to advertise for jobs and make sure that local citizens here are getting jobs? Are you going to advertise locally in newspapers? How will that process be?
We'll be working with a lot of the different areas around here. Heather's, we've already started working on that. If I can get 300 people out of Vidalia, I'll take 300 people.
Will you provide training?
We will provide training, yes, because we understand there's the only people that are going to be out of the state of Louisiana are going to be the upper management. They're going to have that actually run the process before. Everybody else, all the semi-skilled and skilled labor, we train and develop here locally.
Right, but will you go like local newspapers?
Yes, we'll do. There'll be tons.
So it'll be something on like a national that our local citizens don't know about. It'll be
it'll be
right
local.
here,
Yeah.
where our citizens are getting
most
first.
definitely. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Most definitely.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
I'm a board member on the Natchez Adams County Chamber of Commerce Board, and I just want to say I think it's great for the city of Vidalia. You know, a rising tide lifts all ships. So we're glad to see y'all over in Vidalia, and if we can do anything on the other side of the river, please, reach out to us. We're more than happy to help. Thank y'all and welcome.
Okay, anybody else? And yes, sir. Fred, go ahead.
Bud, I just want to say on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce here in Concordia Parish, how much we appreciate y'all taking an interest in our parish and taking an interest in our town. And we salute you. You know, it's a great facility that you just purchased out there, and we wish you much success, and thank you for choosing Concordia Parish.
Thank you.
I see you have a question. Yes, sir. Question over here.
No, Buzz, I just want to say on behalf of Concordia Parish Economic Development Authority that we've been watching this project now for 2 years, and happy to see that it's pulled together. And it's going to be a great thing for our parish and for our area. And so I'll just say welcome, and I'm sure all the cotton farmers will be glad to see you.
Okay, anybody else? I would like to say that after we close the hearing, we're going to retreat, and the press is welcome, welcome to come back to the council, to the room. For pictures, well, there's a few things where we'll be, completing signatures on. I would like to invite y'all to come back. Again, stay tuned for, I found out something exciting today. I'm not going to spill any beans about as far as this announcement goes, but it's going to really be a big event when we hope sometimes the second or third or fourth week, maybe in August, maybe not too much longer, we're going to do a formal announcement and have a big celebration. So it's something I hope that everybody gets behind and offers support. And if you know of anybody in your family you're ready to bring home that needs a job, I hope that you'll be reaching out to those. We've always said the only way we can change our area now is to get back and start clawing back at the jobs we lost through the last few decades. And I promise you, I hope that, and I think that this council and this administration is going to press hard and stay persistent, even when people are telling you to quit. We're not quitting. Amen. And as Donnie said, Donnie, when you quit, right?
Right.
And if we would have quit 6 months ago, would this have happened?
Nope.
Okay. So we pressed on, and I appreciate everybody that did look at the support and all the work that's been done. Heather?
I was just going to say, for the media, we do have some press releases that I can email out to you this afternoon. So just come give me your card, and I'll be sure that you get a copy of that.
Mr. Mayor, I think I failed to mention a while ago, and for everyone's information here, the financing for this venture, it's closed. It's been closed for a week.
And Chuck will tell you, there were so many things that turned up later we found out that we didn't know. There were some of the things, and of course we could give you a list of things that were discovered as we went. Anytime that you are selling a property, and this is a Louisiana state statute, we didn't know that if a town sells an industrial park, any portion of it, that you have to go back to the people that the town bought the industrial park from to offer them opportunity to buy it back. So you can imagine going back and getting with those families and stuff and getting all those things worked out. So it's been a real tedious thing and things that we tried to, I know I apologize for the secrecy of it, but Donnie will tell you that if something like this gets out beforehand or early, what happens to it?
They die.
They die, or somebody comes and plucks it away from you. So we wanted to handle this as best we could. And I'm sorry for any kind of thing that was a shroud of secrecy. We felt like that we did the best we could to come to this day and this fruition. So again, thank you all. I solicit your prayers and support, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm going to see if we can entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Alderman Dorey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Betts. All in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion adjourned.
Motion.
Motion adjourned. We stand adjourned.